Yes, people, big up your damn self each and every time. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Drifty TV. Big up to everyone who stayed and got redirected as well. I appreciate you guys. Hope everyone is doing well. And yeah, man, don't forget to smash that like button on your way in, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. A lot of people forget to do that. So don't forget to do that for me, please, people, on the road to 4,000. And put that notification bell on so you know when I'm going live. So, guys, the purpose to me going live right now and talking, I was going to do this yesterday, but had distractions, got some stuff, personal stuff I'm sorting out at home and stuff, in the middle of decorating, all that kind of stuff. So I thought, where am I going to be able to fit this in? So apologies to anyone who was waiting for this yesterday or even earlier on today. But we're here now. And the main reason I wanted to do this is because I want to go through what's been done in this transfer window so far. And then I want to look at what Liverpool are not doing and just have a conversation with you guys about what on earth is going on and why on earth we're playing these silly games. Um, I don't get what's going on right now with Liverpool. I don't get it. I don't understand what the point of the strategy is. Um, I just don't get it. You know, big up. I forgot the Villa game was on. Big up you, man. I might put that on in the background still. Appreciate you guys joining me while that game's on, actually. Um, But yeah, I just want to go through this and just try and figure out just exactly what the hell is actually going on with this situation right now because Liverpool's on some joke thing right now. And if there's any fans of other teams in the chat, let me know how you feel about whatever your club has done so far in the window as well. Because I'm gonna go through it as well. I'm gonna have a look at all of the teams because I'm trying to figure out if it's a Liverpool thing or if it's the state of football at the moment, like what's going on. But of course, I'm going to concentrate on Liverpool a lot because obviously that's my team and that's what I'm more concerned about. But yeah, if there's any fans of other clubs in the chat, let me know as well what exactly is going on with your team right now. But let's start with Liverpool, people. So we have only one fit senior centre back at the club right now, which is Virgil. Ibu obviously is fit, but he's got the unfortunate circumstance of what happened with his dad. RIP to his pups as well, man. I know exactly what he's going through, and um, I just wish him all the best and blessings for him and his family. You know, with what they're going through. So no one knows what head space he's in right now. You know, what mental state he's going to come back. You would like to hope that he'll be able to play well and come back, and it could be a distraction for him possibly, but you don't know. Everybody's different, right? So until we know what state of play is with Ibu, we got one fit senior centre back, and even if Ibu does come back and he's okay, two senior fit centre backs is crazy if you're trying to win something. If you're ambitious about winning the FA Cup, if you're ambitious about winning the Champions League, regaining what we got going on in the Premier League, so we can get the Champions League spot. All of that. Like, if you really deep what's going on right now, how on earth have Liverpool got 2 more days left in the transfer window? What's the day? The 29th. And then it closes on, is it Monday? Right? So we've got 2 business days left. Obviously, the weekend, I guess people do get things done over the weekend sometimes. But so we're just talking a matter of days right now, yeah? Do you know what? This is big up Mantis. You're actually right. Even if you're talking about the entire defense, fullbacks and everything included, we've only got 4. 4. 4 in the middle, 2 for each side makes 8. So we've only got 4 fit defenders out of 8. This is crazy. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. We're just doing the preview, and obviously we're talking about who's going to play. And we're looking at the fact that Ramsey and Endo could be in defense again. Just madness. Gravenberch, sorry. Endo and Gravenberch could be in defense again. Who knows if he's going to play Ramsey? You know what I'm saying? Like, big up the chatters. I can see a couple new faces, familiars jumping in. Big up the damn selves, guys. How have Liverpool got to the point where we're at this stage where there's just a few days left of the window, guys, and we haven't done anything. How is this our reality? How is the reality that Liverpool haven't moved in the transfer window yet? What are we waiting for? What's the point? What's the purpose? And here's the crazy thing. If you're talking about it from a point of view of you don't think that Liverpool are going to be keeping Slot, so don't give him any more money. Get rid of him. So that narrative don't even run with me. Because if you don't want to give him any money because you don't trust him when you're getting rid of him, then get rid of him now. What are you waiting for? What are you actually waiting for? I don't care if you want Enrique in the summer. Brilliant. That'll be amazing news for Liverpool Football Club if that is who we're going to go and get. Put an interim in charge then. Put an interim in charge and buy a centre-back that will suit the way Enrique plays so that, you know, it doesn't matter. We were told when we was having this whole situation, right? Whether it was subliminally, on purpose, whatever the case may be, we were told that we didn't want to no longer have a manager who did everything. We didn't like the way that situation folded out, right? That was the reason why we got rid of, not got rid of Klopp. So when Klopp left, we got rid of the idea of a manager doing everything and we brought in a director of football under a CEO. That was the point, right? Richard Hughes came in because we didn't want the same situation where like Klopp was basically doing everything. And we wanted people to delegate the actual jobs to, right? And that was why Arne Slot was brought in as head coach, not manager, head coach. Yeah. Jurgen Klopp was a manager. That's why he did everything. Yeah. Obviously, Schmadtke did a great job, but it was even Klopp who gave Schmadtke the job. And he told Schmadtke who to go and buy. So that was what he came in for. So if that's the case, then what that means is it's irrelevant who the manager is going to be. The point of the club is the director of football is the one who runs things anyway, right? So the director of football is the one who tells us who we're going to have, and the manager comes in and he's a coach and he works with who we've, recruited. So even if you are going, even if you're going down the new manager route in the summer, and that's why you buy a player that is suited to the club. Do what a director of football is supposed to do, and and the way brilliant teams like Brighton do it, where they recruit. Bournemouth, these clubs, they don't recruit for the manager, they recruit for the club, and then they get a manager in place who fits the philosophy that they have. That's what we're told, right? We're told that Arne Slot was brought in not only because they rated him, not only because he is a good manager, but because his philosophy wasn't that far removed from what Klopp did. So therefore, right the way down to the under 15s, all the way up through to the under 23s, they could play the same style of football that Klopp had implemented. It's the reason why the training facility was made where the youth pitches are where the senior pitches, so the manager can go to one side and watch the main team. They can go to the other side and he can watch the kids play, right? That was the whole point of this whole setup. So therefore, the structure is that everybody plays in a very similar way, right the way from the youth level all the way up, right? This is all the things we've been told. I'm not even making assumptions here. I'm actually talking about things we were told. And if that's the case, then that means the director of football should be buying players who will suit whatever the manager is that we're going to get, because we have an idea and a philosophy. And therefore, we don't just go and get random managers like what Man United did, where they brought Amorim and they didn't even know he was going to not change in a back three, and they didn't even have players to play a back three, and all of the stuff that they went through with that, right? Chelsea, doesn't seem like they have any plan of action whatsoever. They just bring in any Tom, Dick and Harry manager, and then he's almost got to start again. And the recruitment is all over the fucking place. Yeah. We were told we ain't like that. We have a strategy and we're going to do things the way the Barcelonas and the Ajax of this world do, where the academy, everybody is set up to be ready for the first team. Brilliant idea. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. I think that's a brilliant way to run a football club. But if that's the case, then there is no excuse for why we are not in the transfer market right now. I don't want to hear you don't trust Slot, then fucking fire him. I don't want to hear Slot's not going to be the manager, so we don't know who the new manager wants. You told us the recruitment is done now by Hughes, and it's done in a way where it isn't about the manager, it's about the structure of the club. So there is absolutely no fucking excuse right now for why Liverpool are moving to where they are. None. We have 4 days, roughly 3-4 days until this transfer window shuts, guys. And when that transfer window shuts, there is nothing you can do apart from waste the rest of the season if you don't recruit. Absolutely nothing you can do until the end of the season. And is this an admittance that FSG are almost throwing away the rest of the season then? Because with only 2 fit centre-backs, 3 at the maximum, and we know Gomez, we know, brilliant player on his day, but we know he's so unreliable. There's no way you can count him. No way. Big up, chat. No way you can count him. How can you go into a situation where you're in three competitions that are extremely competitive, that you have to really be on your A game for, that you're going to have to rotate at certain times because you're going to have a number of games all happening in a row? And we're sitting here right now and we're talking about we're only going to have 2 fit centre backs, taking a gamble on the other one possibly being fit. And then you look at what we're doing to the midfield. Look at the game against Newcastle that's coming up at this weekend. Because of the defensive situation, 1 or 2 injuries to the midfield, and you're effed the midfield as well. Because if you've got a player having to play from the midfield in the defense, then it takes away from your midfield. So at the moment, this is negligence beyond belief. Negligence beyond belief, chat. Like, it's crazy what we're doing at the moment. And I really cannot believe that in a situation where we've been in this situation from December pretty much, where we really should have had everything on and popping from January the 1st, we should have all celebrated Happy New Year. Do you know what I mean? All anxiety and all that. You know what I mean? And then January the 1st, we should have been like what Man City were. Maybe not. Maybe it literally wasn't January the 1st. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. But look how quickly they brought in Semenyo in comparison to what we've been doing. Like a week later or whatever it was. And I think Semenyo's played 4 or 5 games already for City this month. And he's already got like 4 goals. He's made an instant impact. He's helped them win games. And he's done what he was brought in to do. Wasn't he somebody we were supposed to be after? We just got robbed like that. You know what I mean? Straight out the bat. If we were after Semenyo, that means they know we need a winger. Which brings me to my next point. Liverpool need a winger. I looked at the way Arnie looked at Chiesa and was angry he got a goal. He don't like him for whatever the fucking reason is. He don't like him. He ain't going to use him. We have a flipping 17-year-old as our only option on the wing if, God forbid, anything happens to Gakpo or Salah, both of whom aren't even in great form. What are we actually playing at? What on earth is going on at Liverpool right now? What? Like, my brain can't compute, chat. I cannot comprehend what is going on right now. I genuinely cannot comprehend what is going on right now. I am absolutely baffled at the lack of movement. And you know what's crazy? Liverpool have been synonymous over the last few years with being brilliant at hiding things, right? And then bang, out of nowhere, we're like, oh shit. Like the Ekitike thing, like that came out of nowhere and was done within a week. And obviously down the line, we've done it with Naby, with Bobby, with Flacco, with Robbo. There are new, if I'm honest with you, I think Isak might be the only transfer that really dragged. Even the Florian thing, when I think about it, Florian was done within 2-3 weeks. That's not a really long process if you think about the complexities that must have been involved in a £115 million transfer. You know what I mean? So I don't even think even the Wirtz one really got dragged out that far. Really, the Isak one, innit? If you're really deep in it, unless you lot can remind me of anything, Liverpool man them in the chat, unless you lot can remind me of anything really over the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, apart from Isak, that like really dragged out, where like it took more than a couple of weeks to get done. You know what I mean? Like it really was like, I think it was really only the Isak situation, unless you guys can remind. Gakpo, remember how quick Gakpo got done? Diaz, bang. You know what I mean? Leone, bang. Like I'm trying to think of every transfer, and within a week of us hearing about it, it was done. And we're like, oh shit, we're moving. Like, you know what I mean? On some of them occasions, like Bobby, like Flacco, them deals were done in days. It wasn't even Chiesa. Chiesa came out of nowhere, right? Bang. Within a week, he was a Liverpool player. We heard a rumor, then all of a sudden he's a Liverpool player. Like, I can't remember ever there being a time when it was drawn out. Virgil, Isak. They're the only 2 I can remember getting drawn out. And we all know what happened with Virgil. We got caught on the beach, you know what I mean, trying to do up donuts and candy floss. And we had to wait 6 months. You know what? Kazar, I don't even know whether Thiago dragged out. You know, I know it felt a little like we got the PR spin after a loss. It was like, oh no, they're gonna buy Thiago and then Rare, and it was like, was it drawn out though? Did the Thiago stuff really take longer than about 2 weeks, guys? I'm trying to remember. Was it drawn out? I know there was a bit up and down at the beginning. That's true. That's fair. I give you that one. But I still don't really think the Thiago one was dragged out. Like when you really think about the complexities of what happens usually now with transfers, was it dragged out? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. So Thiago, Virgil, and Isak, which means that they are still the outliers, right? Generally speaking, amongst what we do. That's what hey, slot one thing. Remember the Jota thing was done within a day. Like I promise you, we heard about it, then it was done. That's another prime example of how brilliantly we just used to do things out of nowhere. RIP to my legend there, Jots. Um, and for me, that is making me have that kind. And again, maybe something could come out of nowhere again. But that's the only thing giving me hope that we might still do something because there has been no murmurs, no whispers, no nothing about any transfers or anything that we're going to do. Um, and I'm confused. I'm very confused. And the main reason I'm confused is because this time I don't think any fan is doing the usual where sometimes we can sit back and go, oh, come on, man, you're being a bit silly, bro. Like you're being greedy. You're being a bit, you know what I mean? That's over the top. That's unnecessary to think that or act that way or whatever it is, you know, unusual thing. Sometimes there is greed, you know what I mean, involved. But this isn't greed. This is genuine concern for a situation that could go sour and turn upside down real quick. And that is if we get another injury or two in midfield or defense or out wide in our attack, we are in trouble. We really are in trouble. And that for me, are they just writing off this season then? Is that what they're doing? Are they really just writing off this season? I don't know, man. I'm going to go through this transfer list now and I'm going to look at some of the other ones. Big up the chat though, man. I'll see you guys. Do me a favor as well, please, guys. Everyone who's watching on X, please give me a retweet so everybody can know what's going on. And big up to all of you. And I keep, it's Twitter. I know it's not Twitter, it's X now. Big up the X gang in the building. Big up to you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. Just give me a retweet or whatever it's called now. That's X. And for all the you people watching on YouTube, big up the damn selves as well, guys. I appreciate you, man. Please make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and share with whoever you can as well, people. I'm just going to go through a couple of the comments. Big up the chat, as I said. Big up. I see my boy Jamrock in the building. Jamrock saying, I'm okay with them not purchasing if there are long-term targets that are not available now. So sue me. Here's the thing, Jamrock, though, yeah? What you're meant to do in this type of a scenario then. So let's go with your premise, right? Because I agree with you. I don't just want us to buy a player for the hell of it. 100%. I totally agree with you. We could end up in a situation like what we nearly ended up with a few years ago. Do you remember where there was, what was his name again? Not Diamonde. What was his, not Diamonde. What was his name? Help me out, guys. When we needed a DM 3 or 4 years ago. What was his name? Crystal Palace player. Decore. Remember Decore? And we were so desperate for a DM at that time. We were like, just get it done. And don't get me wrong, at the time, Decore was a good player, but the asking price was extortionate. They wanted like 70 mil or something crazy like that. Do you remember? And it's because they knew we were desperate, whatever. And we was just like, maybe we should just get it done, like, because we need it, whatever. You look back on that and you're like, thank God we didn't, right? What a crazy thing that would have been to have just wasted money like that. So, Jamma, I totally get where you're coming from. Don't just buy a player for the sake of it, 100%. But here's the thing, broski. If that is what the situation is and your long-term target isn't available till the summer, what you do, though, is you go and get a loan deal then. And I know the big clubs don't usually like to do loans. I get that. But, you know, like, how's the saying go? Needs must, right? And we need cover in multiple areas of the pitch. Go and get 1 or 2 loans. Look what it did for Aston Villa last season as a prime example. A team with aspirations, a team trying to do their thing. Even in this window, we're going to get to it. Last window, what did they do? They bought Marlins for, I can't remember the fee. They bought Marlins. And then what they also went and did was they got a loan move for Asensio and Rashford. And it was 2 excellent loan moves who absolutely catapulted Villa on to going and doing well and almost having a successful season last year. That is the type of stuff that Liverpool need to be doing right now. That is the type of stuff. They need to go and get a couple loans. That means you ain't got to worry about him staying and all that, and wages and all that kind of stuff, because he's only here for the summer. There are always players available that, you know what I mean? I mean, we're going to get to it. I'm sure the list is going to show it. Look at the Douglas Costa situation. He's gone back to Villa on loan, if I'm not mistaken. That's the type of stuff. Villa are doing. I big up Harvey Elliott. Like Villa are very good at getting those loan deals in. I remember when Man United that summer when we should have won that January sale when we should have gone and got him. What's his name? That came from RB Leipzig. What was his name again? You know, Luca, Douglas Luiz may have fell off a bit. I hear it. Apparently, he was a bit like he didn't really want to be in Juve anymore, so it was a little bit of a personal thing. But it's another body in there, and you know why? Because Villa have got, unfortunately, some real long-term injuries to a few of their players. If I'm not mistaken, Tillemans is out until March, which is so messed up for their aspirations. Kamara's out for the whole season, if I'm not mistaken. Like they are so unlucky. Even McGinn, I heard, may be out for over a month. So they really need some midfield reinforcements. But Liverpool's got a bit of a similar situation in defence right now. We've got both right backs who are going to be out for God knows how long. Weeks. Bradley for the rest of the season. We've got Leone, who we won't see again this season. Oh, shit. Watkins has done his hamstring. Fuck you know. You see, Aston Villa's season's crumbling. This is why they're bringing in Tammy Abraham. That's another one. Aston Villa bringing in Tammy Abraham. Because they've realised they've got to do it. How can Aston Villa, who don't get me wrong, they've got to be this good because they don't have the money really, so they, like loans work for them. But they're showing just how good they can maneuver in the transfer market at their level of bringing in players to help out. And Liverpool need to have a situation where we're doing something similar if we're not going to buy the player. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. Big up, man. Big up yourself. All right, big up Ends, man. My brother over there. Big up for the Ends raid as well, man. Oh, they took him off as a precaution. Okay, but you see what I mean? Like, if they'd have got an injury to him, though, what would they have done after selling Marlins? That's why they're bringing in Tammy Abraham, though, who will be a good loan for them. Good loan. Anfield sector. All right, let me have a look. Big up. Everyone's saying Anfield sector. Let me go and have a look and see what they're saying. So 2 minutes ago on Anfield sector, Liverpool today had some conversations internally to check the right back market. They're exploring some possibilities, but they believe there are not so many options of quality. If they find a good solution, they will go for it. Otherwise, they will stay with. They will stay with the current squad, and that's coming by way of Fabrizio. So I guess we can kind of believe that. I can understand not just buying a player for the sake of it. Again, like I was just talking with Jamrock about. But there must be a player who's of a better quality, with all due respect to him, unless he surprises us with the current state that Jacob Ramsey's in. Because Jacob Ramsey, I know Slot is a prick for the most part with a lot of squad players. But if Ramsey had been impressing to a certain degree, I'm sure when he's got no choice, he would play him. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong because he is being a bit of a dick. I don't know. But there's got to be a right back in the market that you could get on loan. That would be better than playing Endo and Soboslai and Jones at right back, which is what we're going to have to do for the rest of the season if we don't buy anyone. He's not going to play Ramsey. It's clear as day. He might surprise us all and play Ramsey, but God knows. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And here's the crazy thing, Jammer. So I get it. Who would I suggest? Right now, there isn't a right back I can suggest you right now. I'd have to obviously do some homework on it. But Jammer, this is their job, my bro. We shouldn't have to be here as a fan and go, man, who in the market can we go and get? That's their job. They're paid millions of pounds a year to scout, to be intelligent, to read the statistics and go through the market and know the availability. And they're paid to do that. If you paid me, I would be able to go and find you a right back. I could do it for free as a fan if I had time. But if you paid me and it became my job, I could go and find you targets that would be better than having to play Curtis Jones and Soboslai at right back. Do you know what I mean? Might not be the greatest option in the world, but it would be more natural and it would be better than doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It is crazy to me that we've got a crisis at right back, and that is at right back. We've actually got a crisis. Both of our senior right backs are cropped for weeks, if not the whole season. We are in a right back crisis at the moment, and we are almost at the point of a centre back crisis. Do you get what I'm saying? It's crazy. And again, all it takes, God forbid, is an injury to Mo or Gakpo, and immediately everyone will realize how much of a problem our winger situation is as well. Like, it's crazy to me that we haven't at least tried to address one or two of the situations. And the other reason why I don't like the idea of not addressing one or two right now as well is because you give yourself too much to do in the summer. Do it every window. Try and make a little progression every window so you're not trying to do too much in one window. Because if you try and do too much in one window, it's a massive overhaul. And you end up with situations a little bit like this year where there's a lot of in and outs and it becomes a little bit much. Try and do it, you know what I mean, in stages. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You know what, AM, fair dues then. We may even already be at a centre-back crisis for real. I'm saying we're almost there. Maybe you don't think we are there for real. Maybe it is already a centre-back crisis as well. Real talk. I do not know what on earth we are playing at. But let's go through and let's just have a look and see what the business is of some of the other teams. So, oh, this is literally going to go day by day. So, in the Premier League, Traore has gone to West Ham for 1 mil. Okay, no, I know he's been a form a little bit. That's a bargain of a century, isn't it? Fuck you, no. I'd take Adama Traore on loan to the end of the season as our right winger if we're not going to do anything else. Okay, no. Sunderland, Masaku. Have I said that right? Masuaku. I hope I've said that right. If I butchered that, apologies. That's Toulon's, right? So that's out of Sunderland. Bournemouth have brought in Mandaz. Bournemouth have also brought in Ryan. Villa have brought in Tammy Abraham. Chelsea, hold on. Who's this kid? Who's this? Is that is that somebody they've just bought for 500 grand? He's probably a kid then, isn't it? Yeah, that's probably a kid. We won't count that one. That was nothing for the Premier League there. Premier League, Nottingham Forest got Luca. Yeah, I heard about that on loan. West Ham, yeah, I heard about that as well. That Caber they brought in from Deportivo, that's a loan as well. West Ham trying to fill some of the gaps in their squad. January the 1st, nothing. January the 20th. Bournemouth again. Look how much movement Bournemouth are making. They lost Semenyo. Obviously, you know, everyone they lost in the summer. They've made quite a lot of movement in this window, Bournemouth. Obviously, Mark Gahey on the 19th went to City. That one still ticks me off, guys. That one still ticks me off on a different level. Sunderland making another signing. Bournemouth again, another one. Bournemouth. Leeds now getting involved. Obviously, Marlon went to Roma. Gallagher to Tottenham. So even Tottenham have done a little bit of business. Villa again, trying to bolster their squad as well. Maggio, obviously with their situation. Brentford, even Brentford guys, bringing in Furo. Obviously Semenyo, that still ticks me off, man. Both of my players went Man City. I'm going to try my best not to think about it. And then possibly West Ham again, realizing their situation as well. So West Ham, Bournemouth so far have done quite a lot of business in this window. Two teams who needed to as well. Look, again, West Ham, Philippe. Brighton. Hold on. Pascal Gross was already a Brighton player, isn't it? Am I missing something there? Or did he go to Dortmund and now they brought him back? Did Gross leave and now they brought him back? Obviously, yeah, Brendan Johnson went to Palace. Even Palace trying to bring in someone. Look, Villa again. So the common theme just through going what business has been done now is the bigger teams. Oh, he did. So he left and he's come back. Okay, I didn't even realize that. So what we can see from that is, oh yeah, Strand Larsen, that one's going to be coming up as well. What we can see from that one is so far, none of the big teams are really moving. It's been like some of the smaller teams and teams that we can look at and we can go, right, they needed it. West Ham, Bournemouth, they needed to do it. I do get it. Crystal Palace, some of those teams needed it. Villa definitely needed it. So maybe there is a little bit of a what do you call it there? A bit of a pattern there that would say, look, oh yeah, City as well. There's a little bit of a pattern there that will say, for the most part, there isn't that much business being done, generally speaking. Right, the Zerbi's resigned. Oh shit. We'll get to that. Big up, man. We'll get to that. But at the same time, I look at the other scores and I think to myself, I don't know if those scores are in as desperate need as much as Liverpool are. Arsenal squad is fine. They don't need to buy anyone. Chelsea, they've got too many players as it is already. Man City did what they needed to do in this window. Fair play to them. And who's the other top team? Man United. Man United haven't really got much money. We already know the situation, Man United. They don't have much money. They're probably doing their best to hope that they can qualify for the Champions League, and then maybe it will allow them to be able to maybe move in the market a little bit. So it's kind of difficult to even judge going off for the other top teams why they haven't done nothing, because it could just be because they don't need to do anything. But Liverpool need to do something. So I'm just so confused. But I am glad I went through that, because I didn't even look at that list before I went with it. I wanted to be surprised while going with you lot, because I didn't want to come into the stream with with something already clouding my judgment. Thinking about it now, I'm glad that there hasn't been as much movement as I thought there might have been, which makes me believe that maybe, there isn't that many clubs willing to negotiate at the moment, so to speak, possibly. We'll see. But you know what I mean? I still think, regardless of whatever's going on, Liverpool should be thinking, what can we do for ourselves to help ourselves? Because we can't waste this season. We cannot waste this season. We have to try and still win something. With Liverpool, every season we should still try and win something. And while we can do something, we should do something. Big up Jamrock says, Drift, would you want Liverpool to spend 60 million on Xhaka? I sure as hell wouldn't. Free spending Chelsea bulking at the transfer fee. I mean, I don't know what his overall value is, because I'm not too familiar with him. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't watched him enough to know whether he's worth the money or not. So yeah, I definitely understand not just going out there and just buying for the sake of it. Yes, my brother Ram, what are you saying, B? So I understand where you're coming. And Jammer, I totally get where you're coming from, that we shouldn't just go out and just buy people for the sake of it. Like, I get that. But loans, my bro. Liverpool could get 1 or 2 loans in here. There's got to be players. The scouting network has got to be able to find a way to bring in 1 or 2 loans. There's got to be some players around the world right now that are in desperate need of some football. That'll be, chomping at the bit, that could come in and do well at Liverpool, even if just to bolster our bench a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just confused. I'm really confused why we haven't done anything in this window. Considering how many positions there are in the team that we need to bolster, why have we done nothing? We've known about some of these injuries for ages. Bradley got injured ages ago. Leone's been injured all season, basically. Like, some of these injuries, we should have been doing our due diligence from ages ago on Wagwan. And you can see from other times in the past, like with the Diaz situation, which is a perfect example. Gakpo, which is a perfect example. You just push forward your summer bit then. Even if you got to pay a little bit more, push forward the player you were going to buy in the summer and just do it now. That never hurt nobody. We've done that plenty times and it's worked out fine every time. Virgil, to a degree, we did that. Gakpo, Diaz, you just pushed the transfer forward a little bit. Suarez, there's better times we've done that. Just push it forward a little bit and do it in the January rather than the summer window. What we go? Fucking hell, man. Big up Charlie, though, man, with the super chat. I appreciate you, my G. Drift, we don't have non-homegrown spots left. Gahey had to happen because he was homegrown. I also think in the summer, 5 or 6 players will leave. Now, I hear you on that, bro. I hear you on that. We do have a little bit of a... But that's why... But there must be some homegrown players that are available for a loan. Do you know what I mean? And then, and if that is the case, maybe 1 or 2 of the players you move on then that he doesn't trust. Because it goes back to what I said before. When you're looking at the squad and you're looking at people like Endo and Chiesa and Rio even as an example. I know Rio doesn't count. He's under, so you don't have to worry about registering him. But when you look at some of those players, you look at the situation, it's like, I don't want them to go because I think that they're good enough to see out the rest of the season and be helpful. But if the manager doesn't, then get rid of them because it gives him less options when it's a player he won't use. Do you get where I'm coming from, guys? Like, what is the point in there being a case on the bench? And again, I don't want him to leave. I would rather we got rid of Slot and another manager came in and appreciated the talent he's got and utilized the ability, because Chiesa is absolutely an asset when you use him correctly. Yeah, he's still a top player. But if you really are not going to use him and it really is going to be Slot is going to be here or whatever, then let Chiesa go back to Italy and bring in a winger that he does trust so that there is the option. Because I don't get the point in having a player who isn't going to play because the manager don't want to play him because he don't like him or don't rate him or whatever it is. Like, I don't know, guys. I'm so confused what we're doing. I'm so confused what we're doing. We are all over the place at the moment. We're not making any sense with what we're doing or how we're moving. It's confusing. It's very, very, very confusing. But again, it is not our job as fans to figure out what players should be brought in and what player needs and all that. They're paid millions of pounds to do that job, and they should be doing that job, and they should have had at least 1 or 2 players already in mind to bring in to bolster this squad, whether it be on loan or you push forward a summer transfer. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy for me that we haven't moved in this market. It's crazy. There's only 3 days left. So this is the question I'll pose to you guys before I leave you. Do you guys believe in any way, shape, or form that over the next few days there will be a shock and Liverpool will make a purchase of some kind? I just give you a minute to ponder on that. Does anybody believe that in the next few days we will get a surprise? Mad. I can already see. Nope, nope, hell no. It would be a surprise. Hell no. Nope. Nobody's coming. Nope. We're not doing anything. Hopefully a surprise. Nope. Ah, man. Nope. 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 Oh, man. It's peak, boys. It's peak. Guys and girls, it's peak. It's peak. It's peak. No chance. Right, Jamrock's okay with it, though. I don't know why, my G. 100% out, bro. 100% out. He's got to go, man. He's on some clown shit now, man. I don't have the anger towards him that everyone else does in terms of like, you lot have had vim towards him for time. But yeah, he's just doing his best impression of a prick right now, and I don't understand what's wrong with him. And I don't know why he's going to end up doing things and saying things that's going to make him leave an enemy rather than a hero. A man who won us a Premier League should leave Liverpool as a hero. He shouldn't leave as a prick, but for whatever reason, he wants to tarnish his own legacy at Liverpool. I don't know. Oh, bruv, let it all work out, yeah? This is insane, what we're doing right now. This is, oh, man, this is peak. Joey will score a goal before we buy another player, you know. Jesus. Flipping out. I hope we even make it to the final, my G. I really wish. Big up Kane, man. It's a random one, but big up your damn self, bro. What is the best goal you've seen us score? Oh, bloody hell, bro. Yeah, no. I don't even know if I could give you one off the top of my head because there's just so many. I could tell you which goal I think meant the most to me in terms of like just everything involved in it. It was Alisson's goal against West Brom. That goal will live with me forever. I'm never ever gonna forget that goal. Coming up from goalkeeper, dying minutes of the game. We need the win to qualify for Champions League. He just lost his dad. He's still grieving. Ah, man, that goal was everything. That's the closest I've ever come to crying watching a football match. Watching the emotion of Alisson and knowing he just lost his dad and everything. That goal meant the most to me, I think, out of all the goals. It wasn't the best the goal, obviously, in terms of technically, but that goal meant the most to me. That goal, that goal meant the most to me. It's probably a Gerrard goal, if I'm being honest with you. If I'm like just gonna off the top of my head think about what it was like, the Olympiacos goal, the West Ham goal, two goals that come to mind immediately. That Middlesbrough goal in the same year we won the Champions League. Some of those Gerrard goals were just out of this world. Suarez's catalogue is disgusting. The Tootsie Roll against Newcastle. Oh, that might have been one of the best goals I've ever seen, period. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'll go with Alisson just to give you an answer, bro, because that goal just meant so much to me. Crazy. That goal, like I said, watching the emotion of that game and the emotion we went through and knowing what Alisson was feeling and just everything, that Alisson goal was just something else. It really was. Rigi Everton. Oh man. Yeah, there's so many. So many. But yeah, I got my answer from you guys, you know, with the whole, do you think we're gonna buy anyone? We're not, are we? We're not gonna do anything. We're not gonna make any movement. We're not gonna do anything. Ah man. Jamuk saying if the long-term targets aren't available, then he's okay with it. Um, the quality of player available for loans normally substandard. No, but here's the wickedest thing though. I get where you're coming from, Jamuk, yeah. But there are gems you can find every now and again. And the crazy thing is, when we're in a crisis situation where we're playing midfielders in the right back area, which A weakens midfield and B leaves you with a player who's playing an untraditional way of playing it, which can affect the way you play. I would rather a right back who isn't amazing, but at least he is a right back, than to keep playing players out of position that weakens other parts of our squad as well. I just do. And you know what? If he comes in and he's not good, he's on loan. He can go back. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't, yeah, I agree, don't buy a player outright. That's 100%. But you do a loan then, so you can just send him back and it's not that big of a deal. So I don't know, man. I don't know. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's absolutely crazy what's going on right now. It just is. But look, people, I appreciate you guys wholeheartedly. At a bad run, which team do you hate the most, Drift? I'm not gonna lie. Man United is the one out of those that I hate the most. But currently, it's Arsenal. And that's for obvious reasons. But when it's all said and done, Man U will be the one I hate the most out of all of those clubs. My hate for Man United will live in infamy. But yeah, people, I appreciate you guys, man. I'm gonna leave it there. Trent alone, no way, man. It's no, unless we're bringing him back so we can rush him. That's it. But yeah, people, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the super as well. It's always a pleasure having you guys join me for my streams. I really do appreciate it. Big up everyone who's watching on X as well. Please do me a retweet. Big up yourselves on YouTube as well. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Villarreal, I've made it 2-2. Oh yeah, do you know what? Sorry, you guys did ask me to touch on the Zerbi stuff, didn't you? Has he left because of what happened with Marseille going out? Is that what happened? Is that why he's left? What? I reject and pay. I would have pushed the client. Yeah, go on with. What? What? I would have pushed it. These fucking cookies, man. What is wrong with these people? Ah, for fuck's sake, with your cookies, man. I'm on a diet. You're talking to me about blood clot cookies, man. Hold on. What time was this put out? He wants to quit. Has he though, guys? Or is this from earlier? What's the time of this? What was the time of this one? An hour ago. Oh, so is it literally just a minute ago then, guys? It doesn't look like there's like a update, so to speak. All right, let me check Twitter quickly. What's Twitter saying about the Zerbi? It doesn't look like anything. Not from the search anyway. Does anyone have where did anybody see it? The wicket. Are you guys talking to me about De Zerbi because you're thinking that hopefully he can come to Liverpool, or just because it is like general big news in the world of football? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, I wouldn't want Trent back anyway, bro. Even without the injuries, Jamrock. Is it because a lot of people are thinking that they'll want him at Liverpool? Because I just put two and two together. No, I'm not taking De Zerbi at Liverpool. He falls out with the club too much and all that kind of stuff. I know he is a good coach, but yeah, he falls out with players too much. And at least 4 or 5 times a season he gets bent over. I don't ever want to be bent over. Do you know what I mean? So pardon me. De Zerbi quit. Oh shit, he said he did. He's walked away. Crazy. Another manager available while there's some clubs who are looking. Man United might look at De Zerbi, you know. I see Jamrock saying possibly Man City. You never know. You never know, you know. You never know. It'll be interesting. There's going to be a massive manager roundabout in the summer, though. That's for sure. That is definitely for sure. There's going to be a massive manager roundabout in the summertime. There's going to be a lot of clubs who are going to be changing managers. A lot of clubs. I wouldn't even be surprised if Arsenal start looking for a new manager if Arteta fails to win a major this season. The position that Arsenal are in right now and how much they must, wouldn't even be surprised if they second guessed Arteta if he fails again this year. It's going to be a lot of. There's going to be a lot of roundabout. A lot of roundabout. Yeah, you know what though? Sometimes you got to remember with Pep though, Jamrock. Pep does do a lot of like sarcasm. He also does a lot of like boying it. You know when someone's boying it, where they'll be like, yeah, no, he's good, man. Oh, he's brilliant. And they just, you know what I mean? You can just hear that it's like, are you being sarcastic? Are you boying it? Like, you know what I mean? He does a lot of gaslighting as well, Pep. So I don't know. Maybe he does like him. I'm not sure. Um, Alonso Enrique asked Matt. Enrique out of those two, yeah, for sure. But yeah, people will watch this space though, man, with this De Zerbi stuff. And again, tomorrow, guys, join me for the morning show. And then we got a packed show for you guys over on KOP-ISH again tomorrow. Like I say, it's a full day tomorrow. We've got the morning show that'll be before lunchtime. Then at 1 o'clock, we've got, you already know, KOP-ISH collab that you guys love. At some point, we'll even go over what's happening with the draw for the playoffs, seeing where the teams are, who's playing, who are the teams we have to get. We'll touch on that as well. And then after that, we've got the calling show. The calling show will probably be around maybe 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, guys. Just a little heads up. Put your notification on and be subscribed to KOP-ISH so you know when that's going live. That's a calling show. End of the month, you already know. And then me and Ram are going to be gaming at around 10:30. So tomorrow is going, I don't even know where I'm going to get time to eat, shit, and sleep tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. Gonna be crazy. I know that was TMI. Apologies, but you're on Drifty TV and you know how I am. I'm honest. I don't know where I'm gonna get time to eat, shit, and sleep tomorrow. We'll have to see how I can fit it all in. But it's gonna be a packed day, and I'm looking forward to it because I enjoy being with you guys and doing this content. And I will see you guys tomorrow on that note. Big up your damn selves, everyone. Sand, I'll see you, my G. Big up yourselves, guys. Love as always. And let's hope, tomorrow when I wake up to do the morning show, miraculously I've woken up to some news, some better news, some new, so it ain't gonna happen. We know that already. But by some miracle, hopefully I might wake up in the morning and there'll be some random news, and I'll be able to talk to you lot about it, and it'll be on a mad one. You know what I mean? And it'll be like, oh, right, Liverpool's going in for this player on loan, or this player, we're pushing it there. Whatever, who knows? Who knows? And if you ever see this, Edwards, Hughes, Henry, Gordon, Hogan, any of you man in charge at Liverpool, even Slot, if any of you lot are seeing this, please do what's right for the club. Do what's right for the club on all fronts. Even if it means you have to walk away. Even if it means you have to fire someone. If it means you have to dip in the transfer market and spend 5 or 10 million more than you were going to push forward a summer transfer. Whatever it has to do, just make sure it's always at the best interest of the club and the fans and not yourselves. Because this ain't about you. It's about us, the fans, at the end of the day. Just remember that, yeah? COVID showed that. It's about the fans at the end of the day. So get it done and get it done right. People, love you guys, and I'll catch you on the flip. I'm out of here, and I'll see you all tomorrow for a long day. I'm out of here, guys.